coming up later in this video. But first...
Hello everyone, Katobi here. Thank you very much for joining me for this painting. Today we are going to do a straight pour. At least that's the idea. I have my cup. You've seen this previously. Hello cup. Hello. I'm glad cup is here. That's what we're going to be putting the paint into. We have a bit more thickened up white base. So very similar to my previous base, only just messing with the consistency of the pouring medium. So it's thickened up a little bit. We have violet, we have fluoro purple, we have red, we have pink, we have petal pink, fluoro yellow canary. So fluoro yellow canary, that's two types of paint together. And of course sunflower. I've smashed a sunflower into the bottle and we're just squeezing out that poor sunflower. All right, so yeah, let's get into this one. I'm pouring out the base first. I'm going to flatten this out. Oh yeah, that's a little bit thicker. That's more of the consistency that I'm after. Beautiful. Okay, so that's nicely flattened out. Nice and easy. I'll flatten the rest of it out soon, but we're going to be putting a fair bit of paint onto the canvas. So let's get started with that. Now, whatever's on the bottom will be on the top, and I like this to have a purple base, and so we're going to work this way in the rainbow. Now, as we found before, I can just lean like this, just cheat. All right, here we go. This is the violet. Oh, totally missed there, but nice catch. So that's violet. We'll make a small rainbow as we go, cleaning the tips. This is the fluoro purple. Making sure these are nicely open down the edge. You can see that. I had planned to use these ones up. So that's going to plan. All right, clean the tip anyway. Else I'm not going to be able to make my beautiful rainbow. Then we have red. Red, ready for red. Good amount of red. That there, might put in just a little bit more. There we go. Continuing my rainbow. Now we got our pink, just straight out pink. Very, it's more almost a fluoro pink, really. A bit more of that. Actually, a bit more of that. All right. Like I said, I'm going to have a lot of colour here. This pink, this is just petal pink. I deliberately made this one up. This one's thin. There's a deliberateness to the thin of this. Beautiful. I want to use this one all up. And I have. Oh, I've really introduced some bubbles into that. Whoop. Let's get the air out of this container. I mean, air back into this container. Okay. Fluoro yellow. Beautiful. Don't know, can I tip? Yep, can still tip here. Gonna clean that. I have an Instagram. If you haven't checked me out on Instagram, please do. I post stuff there. You know, pictures, video, pictures of videos. Okay, and this is the sunflower, poor old sunflower, and this one's thicker than the others. And that one goes right on the top there. Okay, look at that. That is delicious. Because of the different layering, the different consistencies that I've used, so not every one of these is the exact same thickness, we're going to get quite an interesting outcome of color spread. I'm not shaking, you're shaking. Just going to add a little bit more of a puddle to the center before I flip the cup, do the straight pour. So straight pour is different than a flip. Flip, you literally do that. You just flip the cup over. You're not meant to do that. Please don't do that. Oh dear. You guys seeing this? I might have overcast. I didn't think I overgassed this. The only thing I don't like about this is it doesn't have a little gauge to show you how much liquid you have in. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, back at the fire station, I don't think this needs any more gas after this. For a while. Oh, I can actually see, oh my gosh. Oh, it is actually squirting out. If I turn it to full, I can literally see the liquid coming out. If we get a fire here, I know where the fire blanket is. See, it's actually coming out. You know, I have a backup, which is a lot more intense than that one. And that's this one. I didn't intend for this. Cool. This one's more scary because if I shake it too much, it does this. That's me just shaking it. I can't believe I've had to use the backup. I overfilled it. We'll just give that some time, you know, keep the flames away from the children. Making sure there's nothing in. That was exciting. That was very exciting. All right, so straight pour. I'm just going to tilt in the middle of the canvas. Okay. Go up and down and up. Go back to the center a little bit. Gosh, I like those little drips. Drip, drip, drip. One over here. Drip, 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 drip. They're just really pretty. Wow. That's my favorite part. Maybe we do a thing with that. Now, just gonna leave that for a moment so everything can mingle. Please mingle, talk amongst each other. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll just check this flame a little bit more. Oh, I can smell that. Just put that there. All right, I think this is intermingled enough. Please, nobody light a match. All right, nobody light any matches. They're really pretty, these little splotches. Like them a lot. All right, I'm gonna start spreading our, what do you call that? Looks like, almost like one of those dragon eggs. All right, oh yeah. I don't know why, but the center almost reminds me of a hot air balloon. And I don't, maybe because like hot air balloons have all those lovely colors and edges. So I'm just gonna spread this out like this, washing it around. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yep. Okay, stretching. I want to leave some of the yellow on here. I think I went a little bit overboard with the yellow, but we're going to stretch out the yellow, so it's all good. I want to push out some of that top. Come back across, holding just for a moment. Okay, over the edge, bringing it back. Bringing it back across. Just recentering the paint now. Ah, there's that yellow coming through again. Beautiful, that worked. Okay, I think we can put that down. I think that is a success. Put paint on myself. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I'm scared to torch this. Absolutely frightened to torch this. That's gorgeous too. I like how that pops through. I am going to tilt it a little bit more. I'm just going to give it a moment to settle. Got some fascinating cells coming up over here, definitely through here. Love this pink through here. I'm glad I made the pink nice and light. Got yellow coming up throughout. Lots here. I'm gonna have to touch up those edges. Let's do that while we wait. Like I said, I'm gonna stretch this out just a little bit more. I want to be very careful with it though, because I do like the way this has come up. There's a lot more yellow popping up too. I'm gonna grab from, from here and here. Just gonna tilt back. Tilt. All right, are you going to behave or what? That's on the lowest setting. If I turn it on to the highest setting, we're going to have a flamethrower. Let's just turn that off. We'll muck around with that again. This is the industrial one, the trade flame. Sounds like a, whoa. Would you like to not? Yeah, trade flame sounds like some sort of novel, romance novel. Okay. I think I'm going to go get the fire extinguisher. That is really quite pretty. I can tell by looking at this, these cells are going to develop a little bit more over time. We're already getting a few little ones through here. So this is going to be very interesting to see what it looks like once it's dry. Let me bring you in for a close-up. Well, thank you very much for watching this part of the video. In a few moments, you'll see this beautiful composition dry. Then you'll see it lacquered. And I'll have a talk to you at the end of the video. Really enjoyed this. Don't forget to check the description if you're enjoying the video. There's other things you can check out down there. All right, I'll see you in a moment. Well, isn't this another gorgeous piece of art. It is very abstract and I love it. Looking at it, there's many different things happening. Let's just talk about what's happened with the way the whole thing came together. We have beautiful cells here, reds and yellows. We have the purple that just kind of disappeared and brought up the white, which is very interesting. So we've got this lovely pink almost, maybe a magenta, light magenta, shade of magenta. Awesome in here, all throughout here. We've got a very lava flow feel, like a volcano has erupted and throwing everything out. Looks like a flame too. Wow, these beautiful halos. Oh, they're gorgeous. But if you look about here, I might have to do a close-up for you. It looks like there's a nose, an eye, an old gentleman who's wearing a cloak. I think we could call him a wizard, and he's doing this pose. You see that? That's pretty cool. We also see a bird up here. So this is like the bird's eye, crest of the bird, and then its feathery body. I think there was another face that somebody saw in it as well. So there's a few things going on, but it also looks just like a flame from a distance. So I'm really stoked with this one, to be honest. It is gorgeous. It surprised me. I thought it was going to come out slightly different than it did, but it came out like this, and I just love it. You gotta love abstract art. You really do. Alright, well thank you for watching this portion of the video too. Kotobi from the past did a really good job of making this one. I hope Kotobi of the future has done a good job explaining it, just how gorgeous it really is. Next you'll see the flyover, and then you'll also see a time-lapse of how this beautiful creation was made. Thank you for watching.